Yo YouTube, CC here with the quarterfinals of Pool B of the LLL Season 1. You heard me, Season 1. Season 2 has been announced and will be on their way in a couple of weeks, so that's very, very exciting. But for now, our focus is on the playoffs, of course, and I've got some spicy matches for you guys today. I always say this, but this week was just insane. There were some very cool matches right here. I'm gonna pull up the matchups right here. We're gonna see Butter versus Dumpy Lump, Wi-Fi versus Uramas, Mozonite versus Riposte, and Kine versus Dino. I'm starting off with the number 2 seed versus number 7 seed, Mozonite versus Riposte, followed by the number 3 seed versus the number 6 seed, Kine versus Dino. A rematch of the spoof week they had. They wanted to play like casually, and eventually they faced in the playoffs, so they played very casually the last time they faced. But there were some signs on the wall. Kind of won that match, so I'm excited to see what happens to the match itself. And then on the other side, it's of course the Butter versus Wi-Fi rivalry. They both have to face a quarterfinal first. Butter has to face Dumpy Lump, the 8th seed, with the GU of course. And Wi-Fi has to face, as the number 4 seed, has to face the number 5 seed, Uramas, which is a very tough matchup for him. Some very cool matchups right here. And without further ado, I'm gonna jump in, starting, like I said, with Mozonite versus Riposte. And yeah, that's anticlimactic. Riposte decided to drop out. Things were just too hectic with him scheduling wise, so unfortunately, yeah, Riposte just drops. But he can still claim that he has playoffs, so that's that's great for him. While Mozonite gets a free pass to the semifinals. So congratulations, Mozo, you are in the semifinals as the first person. Then we are taking a look at Kine versus Dino, a match where, holy crap, there were so many things going on in this battle. I'm gonna start right off. I'm gonna start off by saying that Dino, man, you had a devastating Entei right there and a devastating Roaring Moon, but Kine had so many good preps. I love the Klefki set that he brought, the spikes with the air balloon for an Emrys answer. I loved the Yawn Umbreon pivoting around. I especially love the Scarf Weavile, which apparently is a set that Wi-Fi made for him, so what a set. But this Terra Normal Bandit, Jesus Christ, Entei did so much damage. It was insane. But eventually, because the Weavile brought pressure, it got stalled out of extreme speeds, so it was forced to struggle. And struggle is not the best move in the world, but just 1 PP shy from an absolute 6-0 sweep. How bad can it get, you know? You have to kill 1 Roman. Well, this agility Meteor Beam Iron Moth ended up sweeping reverse sweeping Dino, which is absolutely wild. It's just, I've never seen a game come down to a PP level difference. That's so insane, and it just shows you how close these players were and how good both of their seasons were. It was so tight, like I said, incredible. I jumped out of my chair right when I saw the result. Like, holy crap, this didn't happen, and it did happen. So, what a match. Kine moving on to the semifinals with a 1-0 win. But Dino, man, you went out guns blazing. That's nothing to be scared of. You had a great season, so take that with you. And we'll move along to the other side of the bracket, of course. Moving along to Butter versus Dumpy Lump. And this matchup beforehand felt like Butter was gonna have it, because main season he was better as well. But just that pivoting in this match from Butter is insane. Dumpy, I wouldn't have done any better. Just the continuous, like, especially the Magirna, wow, what a set. It was just pivoting all around the team. Although, just Alamomola being very pivotal this match as well. Lando with the U-turn, very crucial. But just Butter keeping up that offensive momentum with their pivoting. The Palkia O breaking whenever it needed to break something. What a match this was. And it's a 6-0, and I gotta be honest, it does feel like a 6-0. No, it doesn't feel super close or anything, but Butter just played his heart out and he was amazing this match. So that's a 6-0 win for Butter, and he moves along to the semifinals, knocking out Dumpy Lump in the process. But now for the grand finale, well, not the grand finale of course, but the matchup that we all wanted to see, Wi-Fi versus Euromas. Wi-Fi wants to get through to the semifinals so badly, but this matchup versus Euromas is quite a tough one. Euromas, on his behalf, has had a very interesting season. Some weeks he was very convincing with that Cinderace, especially in my case. I feel like Cinderace was kind of his ace throughout the season, but having that Kyurem White and Deoxys in the back, that's super scary to go up against. That offensive core of his was nothing to scoff at, nothing to sneeze at. And in this matchup as well, look at mons like Kyurem White. There are not a lot of mons that want to switch in on Wi-Fi side. I guess a Vaporeon Spadef, but still, that's not something that can do anything in return, so that's interesting. I especially love the Zoroark Hisui, but just a spec set could do so much damage if it wanted to. As well as the Webs potential. Webs is very interesting. A lot of grounded mons, especially Zacian, Goldengo, Doctrio, mons that are really scary because of their speed stat, of course, but now just being neutered a bit by a Sticky Web Stick. That's very interesting. So Euromas has a lot of ways to break through, but the scariest mon, just Cinderace U-turning all over the place, potentially Scarf U-turn, could be so devastating. So Euromas has a great matchup in my opinion, while Wi-Fi on his behalf has some very interesting mons. Of course, Zacian, the kill leader of the main season, has an insane matchup, and there are only a few mons that can actually tank a hit. Their poison type Euromas is a Hisui and Quillfish, which easily gets play roughed into oblivion, of course. There's a Quagsire there, but you have Trailblaze to hit it super effectively. So a lot of ways that Wi-Fi can actually break through with a Zacian, and that's very interesting to see. Is Zacian enough to break through this game? Dugtrio can actually trap something like a Cinderace and just kill it because of the base speed difference. It could be very interesting to see, but overall it's too close to call, you know. I see something like a Spike's Deoxys speed, for example, doing a lot to support Wi-Fi's weight in this match. It's somewhat of a 50-50, but I feel like Euromas has a slight advantage, but I see outs for both players. With that being said, I want to head out to the match and just start off right away. So we see that Incineroar lead versus Vikavolt, and it pretty much ensures that with a fake out that Vikavolt is not getting up webs right here. There's the Flower Blades coming their way, but Quagsire is an easy switch in. But for now, the main thing is that webs are not up, so Wi-Fi, what a great opener. Parting Shot, getting the momentum into the Quagsire. Of course, Quagsire is not gonna appreciate a grass move, so I feel like a pivot is coming their way, while Serena is left on the battlefield toxic. U-turns out on the Cinderace now being able to get trapped by the Dougie holding on by his sash, going for the EQ probably here, and knocking out Cinderace to 20%, and with the Sucker Punch barely hanging on, but that interesting interaction with the Sucker Punch, of course, leaving Dougie with 1% in the back. What a great read with the Will-O-Wisp there. Insane play, fake out, getting rid of Cinderace, and Wi-Fi is just playing his heart out right now. Parting Shot into the Quagsire, getting momentum once again, but Euromas kind of feels like he's losing momentum, but Spikes is always nice to have. Of course, Serena can go for a Rapid Spin right here, and of course it gets that opportunity and goes for it, but Toxic is whittling down at Serena. Vikavolt is now able to do Vikavolt things, while Serena pivots out into the Incineroar. Incineroar being a great mon this match, but in this case gets 50% of his health reduced. Parting Shot once again getting momentum, Wi-Fi just keeping up that momentum. What a player. Mr. DNA is coming out right here, going for the spikes of their own behalf, chipping down Euromas' team. Fire Punch for the Scizor, specifically brought, of course. Knockoff gets rid of the Deoxys right here in combination with the Bullet Punch. So things are just chess pieces are just flying around the place, while in this interaction, Dougie is once again not strong enough to break through. And now Incineroar is going for the pivotal move. Parting Shot once again. Parting Shot just all over the place in this instance. Serena is now in versus that low health Scissor, being able to U-turn out and getting momentum while Scissor is left on the grave. But now Zacian has a chance to do its thing. But instead of a Quagsire, it faces a Zoroark Hisui. And this is such... I'm gonna pause it right here. This is such a big moment in the match. Because if this was Quagsire, and Wi-Fi would have gone for the sub as the Trailblaze thing that he would have won the match. But it turns out it's Hisuian Zoroark, which is insane. Of course, it can always come, but just taking Wi-Fi by surprise this much kind of throws off the entire game right here. Instead of sweeping Euromoss, going for the 4-0, because I do feel like it would have been a 4-0. Things are really moving forward for Euromoss right here. But it's still not over for Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi still has a lot of options. Of course, Trick Goldango going for a Destroy Scarf on Quagsire. Quagsire not really appreciating that. Zacian coming in once again, going for the kill on Vikavolt right here. And of course, Vikavolt is going to drop silly little bug right there. Zacian is not super fast, so in this instance, I know it's more of a bulky set, so it gets scared of the Deoxys, which is naturally faster as well. But hey, it's not a Deoxys. It's once again the Hisuian Zoroark, which is insane. Going for the Terra Ghost, getting another kill on the board right there. And this is actually like the first season, or the first game this season, I feel like Hisuian Zoroark is as good as a mon as it can be. What a mon this match. Deoxys coming out, going for big damage on the Serena, but Serena has other plans, goes for the Terra Fairy, U-turns out and gets rid of Deoxys. So now it's only a Hisuian Zoroark versus the rest of Wi-Fi's team, 3 mons right here, with 8% left. But without the Choice Scarf that Goldango traded away earlier this match to the Quagsire, it gets knocked out, and no priority move on the Serena means that Serena gets knocked out. And yeah, that bulky Zacian is not fast enough to outspeed the Shadow Ball coming in, and Zoroark ends up cleaning the game. What a match. Yeah, it shows a 2-0 there, but it's a 1-0. It's a 1-0 win for Euromoss over Wi-Fi in an insane match. Just the fact that the sub Zacian did not work, which otherwise would have gone for the 4-0, because of the bluff with the Hisuian Zoroark is insane. Hisuian Zoroark really proving his worth. And sometimes you just fall for the illusion. In this case, it ends Wi-Fi's run. What a match. Euromoss, congratulations with your semifinals, because this match was insane. What a well-played match for Euromoss. But Wi-Fi, dude, you had such a season. Zacian, you had such a good season. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for giving me an opportunity as an analyst, because, yeah, I got a shot right here, and I grabbed it. Once you said, yeah, you can do an analyst thing for my league. So I just want to thank Wi-Fi for all the hard work he's been putting in for the league. Wanted to reflect upon that. So Wi-Fi, again, very honestly, just thank you for all the joy you brought. But unfortunately, your playoff run ends here. And with that being said, we have a final fixture, the final 4 for the playoffs in sight. Yes, the semi-finals are finally in sight. It's Butter versus Euromoss, and it's Moissanite versus Kaiden. Oh, 2 great matches, and 2 matches I honestly cannot predict. So just hang on to next week, and next week we're gonna see who is going towards the finals. Insane to say that, insane. But yeah, that's been it, and that's been all, and I hope you have a good day, and I hope you guys have a good day too. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, this is CC in editing. I forgot Mon of the Week. Yeah, of course it's Zoroark. Yeah, of course it is.